We'll see how this goes, I suppose. Okay. Hello, first off, can you all hear me? Because almost everything is different about the stream right now. So let's start with some basics. I think you should be able to hear me. Can't think of any reason why not. Looks like everything's coming through. Just trying to check. It looks like there might be a really bad delay. You can hear me. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let me go over some stuff. So, this setup is probably not going to be the same setup that I use tomorrow. So that, I don't know. We'll find out. The main difference here is... Let me grab the thing because show and tell is better than just tell. All right. This is the awesome Decklink Quad HD that I have been using for the streams, and I have a far better application for it at home that I need to use it for. So the setup we're using here is completely different, and I don't know. Yeah, I'll get to that, Dziak. And I don't know why, or there's a bunch here. So first of all, if we're using the data path, okay, this is the data path Vision HD4. Video looks really clear. I'll get to that. So the data path is it's a weird card. It has 4 inputs, just like that, but they are the HD58, whatever weird nonsense. They're these things, okay, where you can plug 2 video cables into them, all right? And that card specifically states on the website that it can do HDMI audio streams. I don't know how. It does not work at all, as far as I can tell. So I was counting on being able to have HDMI audio through that today when I started working on stuff, and then I couldn't. So that's fun. Okay, apparently the stream stuff's not coming through, so that's cool. Why? Video's a bit delayed. Oh, video's gonna be super delayed. Why is none of the stream stuff coming through? I feel like this isn't even the right copy of this. It's not this one, right? Log. Which one has the latest log? That starts at 24, ends 24. Oh, the other one probably has like month logs. Looks fine. Oh, sync is fine. Yeah. So at the end of the last stream, I tested out adding audio delay to the mic source, and that worked. And I was really frustrated that I was going to have to delay all the audio sources. I don't have to do that. I just delayed the receiver on the server, so all of the audio sources get delayed automatically. It's perfect. I don't have to do anything. I don't know why it doesn't just have the option to delay the audio by that much when you do the thing I'm doing. Anyway, okay, I'll explain that for a second. I think this isn't working, and I don't know why. It's not generating logs. I can start the deck talk. You will hear it.
Deck talk is now online. End of line.
That's the real deck talk. Okay. I spent a lot of time this morning on that. But I don't think it's connecting to the server for some reason. Is the API key valid? That's not how this side works. Let me make sure. I mean, streaming 60 FPS, looks 30 FPS. It's probably because the Office side is only sending 30 FPS. The Office side is only sending 30. One moment. There we go. We can probably have 60 frames per second now, so that's less of a concern. Okay, hold on. Stream remote. Why is this not working? I don't know. Oh well. Well, that's super frustrating. Why is that not working? Let me verify that the deck talk should reply to the API test, because I'm pretty sure it should, because I couldn't get it to respond to it. Cool. It's another day where we're going to spend 40 minutes fixing something that was working and then not get to what we were actually going to do today at all. I love it when that happens. Philip, I'll just say thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 26 months. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, it is 6 frames per second now. Okay. I'm just gonna... Oh, thank you for the Prime sub and for 9 months. I appreciate that. All right, so this is RTMP. That's what the video transport protocol we are using is. So we experimented with this last time. I'm using FFmpeg as the relay server instead of Nginx this time, which is apparently a lot better than Nginx. So I'm hoping that that means that we don't get an audio sync mismatch over time. So that's what we are kind of testing today. You're hearing a slight audio pop? I don't know. We'll find out as we go on if it's a problem. This is a test. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, you guys are doing subs too, so that's not going through. Chloe, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 24 months. I appreciate that. All right. Why is this the Google Fi? No, nothing has changed. RTMP allows us to use H.264, which is a much better video codec, so that we get higher quality video over the same low bandwidth connection. We've been using MPEG TS with SRT because MPEG TS is more resilient and SRT sucks. So That's the long and the short. So RTMP is better, but it's also problematic for audio sync. At least it has been. Now we're using FFmpeg as the transport layer, or the receiver server thing. If you go on to the Tech Tangents wiki, you can go to the guide section. I have a remote video streaming thing. You can read exactly how I'm doing it there, because I've documented it all over there. So this is the exact same setup, but using RTMP with H.264 instead. No more VCD format stream. Yeah, exactly. Okay, why is the deck talk not connecting though? It is what the heck? All right, so I'll say this. Also, first, let me just double check. When I turned on the deck talk, you guys heard it, right? Like, just to confirm, like, I can restart it again here, just for giggles.
Deck Talk is now online. End of line.
You are hearing that, correct? Just making sure. Because I changed a lot with the deck talk. So, the deck talk is now inside of the streaming computer. I just mounted it internally. It's using the internal COM header on the motherboard instead of a USB serial adapter, and I am powering it off of the computer's power supply. I am half tempted to make a PCIe carrier card for it so I can just plug it into one of the slots, and I'm almost tempted to just like get an audio chipset thing and just wire it into direct capture that way. Anyway, I was really tired. Is it in a Ziploc bag? Please. It's in a cardboard box in there. Okay, so I did that because I wanted to eliminate how horribly janky the setup was outside of it. It was even worse outside of the box, or outside of the case. So I did that. And now I fixed the problems with the FireWire sound interface. I don't know exactly what they were, but through reconfiguring everything, got it working again. But now I don't understand why this is not connecting to the server. API server connect. Such a running system? No, it was not running. We were not able to hear the local deck talk. Okay. Oh, it sucks how much delay there is in the RTMP stream. That's the big downside. There's nothing I can do about it. Why is the server not connecting? Could it be something? No, because man, this is frustrating. So, chat.techtangents.net is a site that anyone can go to, and it shows you what the current chat is. It is also how I send API data to the office. It's the thing, Philip. If I restart the software when it doesn't rely on network data, because this is a network problem. Yeah, again, I restart the software, you hear it talk. That is the software sending it data. This is a network problem. All right, because you guys, fine, I'll catch up. Chloe, or no, hold on. Spooky, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 44 months. I appreciate that. Spooky, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate that as well. Go Gadget, thank you for the 100 bits. And Spooky, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. What's going on is somehow the deck talk is not And by DEC Talk, I don't mean the hardware, okay? No. The software that's running on the stream computer is not receiving data from the server. Now, I will say the network has been atrocious today here. I have no idea why. I've restarted it multiple times. It has not helped, but that shouldn't impact this because this is running off of the LTE, which is perfect. FlareSpire, for some reason... Oh, yours was way at the beginning. Okay, FlareSpire, sorry. Thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 45 months. I appreciate that. It got buried quick. This is driving me insane. Why is this not connecting? Print. Failed to get chat. Try accept. Failed to get. Donate. Failed to get, interact. All right, let's see if adding some fprint debugging helps. Okay. Oh, something's happening on the server. Great. Love it. Because it's getting chat, but it's not getting donate. Oh, now it's getting donate. What? Well, it says it's getting donate. Okay. Is it not connecting donate to the DEC Talk? API register, donate to out test, which is DEC Talk. Receive donate. Okay. All right. You know what, let me just real quick resend the API test. That'll add an interact test. These are things that I cannot test while the stream isn't running because it just does not allow it. Okay, so get interact is failing. I don't know why. Maybe I just send everything through donate. I don't know. Okay. Let's clear all that out. Output DEC Talk. Okay. Receive. Interact. Print. Oh. I know exactly what's happening, I think. This is something I think I predicted would happen, actually. Get reset hard head. Get pull.
DEC Talk is now online.
End of line.
Spaukin says CHER 122.
End of line.
Okay. I don't know why it was only that one. There we go. All right. So when I was at home at some point, I had refactored the code so that everything used dictionaries to shuffle data around for whatever reason I don't remember, and I didn't update the code here because I hadn't been here. So that would be why it wasn't working. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, I don't know why I only got the last one. Whatever. We're gonna go with that for now. Okay. Hello. Let's start again here. Today, the objective is to use the Alaritech Auto Publisher LS that we modified to rip a bunch of big box games. I only have, you know what, we're not ripping Flight Sim 2000. I don't want to look at a safe disk game right now. My goal for today is just to rip these two games. Okay?
GOGOGADGET 360 SIZHER 100.
Finally, I started to work by your command.
Chlorocoon says ZHER 100.
I live again by your command.
Go Gadget, thank you for the 100 bits.
Chlorocoon
And
says ZHER 100. The deck is talking.
End of line.
Go Gadget, Chloe, and Spooky, thank you each for 100 bits. Oh man, I appreciate that.
ZHER 100. Well, welcome back, Shelby, and the deck talk. Hope you had a good break.
End of line.
Yes, it was a very good break. I needed it a lot. Anyway, so the goal today is to make sure that the Auto Publisher LS and the software and everything for it is all working and that we can actually use it.
Resource subscribed at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 46 months, currently on a 46-month streak. And says hello and Happy New Year.
End of line.
Green Source, thank you for the Tier 1 sub there. And for 32, 8, 4, no, 4, 2, I know how to count. Thank you for the 46 months. I appreciate that. I might have had other people's numbers wrong. I don't care. Thank you, though. Oh, man. Okay. The goal, make sure that it's working, because this weekend I want to try and rip a bunch of my PC gaming software and see if we can actually do that. So today we're setting the bar low. I want to rip those two games, okay?
GOGOGADGET 360 SIZHER 100 holy latencies. Bad deck. Batman. Man deck. I don't know we will workshop it.
End of line.
Chlorocoon says ZHER 100. You know how to count. It's like the people who come back to work after the holidays and can't spell their own password.
End of line.
Go Gadget and Chloe, thank you each for the 100 bits. All right. So the Alaritech Auto Publisher LS, we last left off on the USB cable having been ripped out of the port on the back, and it destroyed the one modified cable that I had because the USB-C port was inset, and the cable, I had to like shave the rubber on the back or on the connector so that it would actually fit in there. This morning, one of the many projects that I did was to remount the panel connector on the outside. So the flange is on the outside now, and then the port is proud of the back panel instead of recessed. So now I can plug in any USB-C cable and it works perfectly fine. It wrecked my totally normal cardboard panel, but whatever, it'll work for now. So it is connected, but I don't remember what condition it's in because we were working on it and then the cable got ripped out and now I don't know what state the software is. I am somewhat regretting not building a Raspberry Pi into it at this point because it is occurring to me that while right now the software works on that computer, a day will come when I will reinstall the operating system or swap out that hardware, and then I will have to set back up all of Pi Disk Rip and so that's gonna be a problem. You somehow missed that climate? Yeah, because it happened in like October. It was way far back. And it was probably at the end of a stream when I was like, I'll pull this out so we can look at something, and then forgot about the cable being plugged in, and then cable dead. So anyway, yeah. Another thing, and this is weird. So This is the test bench computer. I mentioned it has the exact same motherboard as the Stream PC, and audio was not working on this. This microphone is going through the microphone import on the Stream PC, and audio works on that. So I don't know why audio did not work on this. That's super weird. PSU fell down the back and hit it? I can see that, maybe. Oh, yeah, for the floppy drives. I bet that is what happened. Yeah, that makes sense. So that I could kill the next cable, too. That's fun. All right. Well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to flip this cable around, or camera, and point it at that, and then probably not use that because I also have my phone over there. So depending on the angle of what we're working on, I may or may not do that. But here's the thing, okay? In case this just goes super smooth, all right, and everything's great, and we have some good success, okay? My goal is to do this for the entire weekend, by the way. This is all I want to do. I want to roll back into this nice and slow. So the goal is we get everything started, ripping, it's going smooth and all of that, okay? We're not going to have anything to do while that goes. And rather than start like some other big complicated project, we're just going to build fake Lego kits, okay? While this goes ahead and rips software. So that's what the goal is. But we're probably not getting to this today. This is probably Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday and Saturday, whatever. That's the idea here. All right. So for now, we're just assessing that it all works. Okay. And then if it goes super smooth, maybe we'll look into these. I have no idea what it's like inside of these. I have no idea what this brand of product is like. But yeah, that's the goal for this weekend. Legit Brickcraft, yeah. It's not as good as my Sears bricks blocks, but you know, whatever.
77 SICHER 100, remember me.
End of line.
These were a Christmas, DZAC, so I don't know. All I can tell you is just look up Brickcraft Futurama. And Lucky Bob, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. Yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to hit the, I'm going to just tap this, hit the webcam button, click webcam button. Which one's the, why is the webcam not showing? Because stupid nonsense with the things. There we go, webcam.
Who says CHER 100, I'm going to make my own building toy with blackjack and...
End of line.
On that, I want to add webhook support to...
subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 7 months, currently on a 7-month streak.
End of line.
Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. Thrasher, thank you for the Prime sub and for 7 months. I appreciate that. Enterprise D Lego Build Stream Series. Pfft, that's old news. Who cares about that? Mega Bloks had an Enterprise D back in the 2000s. Lego's late to the party. Anyway, I want to add webhook support and ATEM support to the software that I've been working on at home for controlling Extron stuff. And I looked at my Extron hardware today because I was ripping through all of the video stuff. And it turns out that the crosspoint switch that I have for the VGA stuff literally just has a DE9 port on the back for RS-232. I thought it required a Phoenix terminal adapter for it, but it does not. So I don't know why I haven't software controlled that, especially now that I have the software interface that can control all of that hardware. That is an objective. So that was one reason why I wanted to build the deck talk internal to the computer and use the built-in COM port, because that freed up the serial adapter that was on that. So yeah, that's a project that's going to happen. So, all right. Let's go get started on get a gold bender. That's hilarious. Let's get started on this. All right. First I need to blow my nose. Oh my gosh. Next I need coffee. You know what sucks is when you miss and spill coffee all over yourself. Yeah. A Brickcraft bender. Jeez. Oh, are they sold out or something? Ugh. Okay. I have this here so that when we get to this point, I can click a button, and then we can have
Who says
boom.
CHER 100
I said
Shelby
boom.
has a drinking problem.
End of line.
Boom. There we go. A view of the thingamajig. This is Droid Cam OBS. That way we can enable or disable this. At some point, I'm going to swap this out for the ATEM. Not ATEM, Blackmagic camera, excuse me, because this is stupid. Why am I getting notifications? Why is it just, oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah, there we are. And I'm just going to go ahead and mute my phone now before Dziak DMs me to continue the notifications. All right. Let's go ahead and see if the Alaritech works. So, why is this not? Oh, that's right. That's bound to control. Okay, I'm relearning how to computer here. Give me a moment. Okay, so Pi disk rip. All right, just double check, get pull, because we've been bit by this once today. Okay, good. The internet is truly terrible here. I might end up needing to disable the Music Brains query today, so we'll see how that goes. Order one from China got scammed. It relabeled 2005 2022 sticker, so you can't flash it. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm glad. Oh, that's bad. Why are they not showing up? I'm glad I managed to sneak them in right before that video came out and made everyone buy them all. Because I'm sure there's scalpers that didn't just flock to Amazon and drain the stock so they can hoard them and then flip them onto eBay in 3 years. That definitely didn't happen. So yeah, I'm glad I bought them when I did. Because that would have sucked to have literally tried to do this project 1 month later and then not been able to get the drives. All right, I need to check where this USB cable is routed to. Okay. It is plugged into something sensible. That's concerning. Okay. LS USB. Okay. So we got... I don't see anything for the auto publisher. Why? Bought them at the perfect time? I don't really. I could have bought them sooner. Okay. Nothing is showing up for that. Uh-oh. Hopefully the panel port didn't get destroyed. That would suck. Try a different USB port. First one was $80. I'm not sure what you mean. Second one on the way. At least it works as normal BD drive. Well, mine don't anymore. That's the downside of having firmware flash them. Okay, so this is plugged into a different USB hub. Ah, there we go. Weird. Maybe that other cable's bad. I don't know. Oh, yay. The fun of this friggin' irritating as all get out piece of wood. I forgot about how much fun it is to use this computer here. Okay. We haven't actually worked at this computer in several months because we've been focusing on deck writers and other nonsense. Okay, so now LS dev SR star. Okay, we got a bunch of drives. They will have probably all enumerated in order. Let's just double check. So it should be 2, 3, 4. I'm going to turn on the camera. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make this camera smaller and then just leave it on. That way you guys can just have it up the whole stream. After I unlocked my stupid phone that disabled the thumbprint login for no good reason. You know what I really miss? Having the thumbprint be a completely separate sensor, not buried under the screen for some stupid reason, so that it can just work. I'm full of gripes today. What am I doing, Droid Cam? Okay. We're going to make this image smaller. That's not the one I wanted to select. This. Yoink. There we go. We'll just go ahead and put it down there for now. Okay. You hear angrier Shelby, yeah. Thumbprint on your phone is in the power button. I'm envious of that. It's not as good as just on the back like it was on my Note 9. That was the ultimate, but on the power button is somewhat acceptable. Okay, we're going to eject SR2, which should be the top one. Well, that's annoying. Okay, we're going to eject SR3, which should be the middle one. Delightful. Okay, and then we have SR4. Okay. That's fine. We can account for that in our config script, in our setup thing, wherever that is. How do we do that? I do not remember at all. Like when the sensor was in the back, where you place your finger, rest, hold the phone. Yeah, exactly. So you keep trying to tell you to buy an Xperia? Yeah, well, if Sony would sell them in America, then yeah, maybe I could have. The one thing I know not to import from foreign countries is a smartphone due to cellular network stuff. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Is this it? Settings? Oh my gosh. Here's how bad this is over here, okay? I don't know, I'd pick the lens. This? Look at it. No, that's the wrong one. Ugh. Okay, nope, that's also front, back, this. Okay, here we go. Chloe's message just came through. Now DZX message just came through. The internet is so bad over the sponge Wi-Fi right now. It's ridiculous. Anyway, back to this. Okay. Yeah, this is what I want. So where's my config file for the Alaritech? Oh, wait, I think I was smart. Hold on, I think it's in the archive folder. And we have this. Is this it? Yeah, settings APLS. Okay. Okay. Oh,
subscribed at tier 1.
we were all
They
funky.
subscribed for 40 months, currently on a 40-month streak. And says Happy New Year. Josh Wink.
End of line.
Vital Kitty, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 40 months. I appreciate that. See, just realized there's a stream today. Yeah, I don't know why everyone thought there wasn't going to be a stream today. The vacation mode did not include today, and I had changed the title days ago to say that we were doing a stream on Friday. Ben, I looked it up. There, for some reason, are weird differences between the carrier bands in Japan and the United States. And if you take a phone from the US to Japan, it'll work fine. But if you take a phone from Japan to the US, it may not work that great. That's what I got out of it. So buying the Sony phone from Japan and importing it wasn't a great idea. And I think it wasn't for sale yet in Europe either, the Xperia 15 Mark 1 or whatever nonsense it was. Now we have to figure out if these paths are correct. Eject. Hold on, man eject, because I don't remember what the parameter is. I want to say it's -T to uneject. Tray toggle. Yeah, okay. For some reason. Dash T to close. And no mount point found. Cool. Oh, in fairness to it, this USB cable is not plugged into the same port that the other one was. You know what? I'm going to move where this is plugged into, and then maybe that'll fix that. So if US Cal, okay, hold on, let me catch up. Europe also has other frequencies. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we've seen next stream here 1.3 on the title earlier, so we didn't check back. Next stream 1.3. Oh, well, in that case, that was me not. I probably had some calendar represent the week as, like, and anyway, okay, that's on me. Yeah. I did not intend to skip a Friday. Ever. I just saw the wrong number. All right. One moment. I gotta rummage and cable plug. USB path numbers change every time you replug stuff, then why did I ever want to use that to have a solid path for this? Okay. Oh, that was horrifying. The air conditioning kicked on at the same time those pulled in, and I thought, what on earth is happening? Okay, let's just make sure, yeah, everything's there. Okay, that cable works. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing one calendar, whatever location I had, showed Monday at first, and I just looked and saw 3. I don't know. I don't know where that happened. AC in January? Yeah, really. Yeah, welcome to Arizona, right? Gosh. Does not reuse number using plugs in, get new E number. Okay. Had a bunch of snow today. I'm jealous because that means it's cold. All right, well, I'm never using these stupid SCSI pads again, that's for sure. All right, let's find out what order they're in now. 4 is on the bottom, as it should be. 3 is in the middle, as it should be. And 2 is on the top, as it should be. Okay, well, we're not going to worry about that then. Fine. Dev SR2. Oh my gosh. So the last like week or so, I have been wanting to scream bloody murder at Python's JSON interpreter for not just allowing trailing commas. Like if you put a comma here, boom, hard crash. Like how hard is it to just allow that? It's just ridiculous. Who cares if it's malformed? Literally, no one ever would prefer the software to crash over having it just, accept that. No one. Okay, so we got the APLS, and then we got this stupid nonsense again. Hold on. I don't remember exactly what this is for. Oh, wait, this registers the controller to these drives so that it knows to use the APLS for this. That's right. Okay. This is our camera config. Okay. So I can't remember. Did we have a single focus position or did we have 3 focus positions? Python is COBOL for the 20. I'm guessing Python doesn't allow it because Chrome doesn't allow it. Just do it in basic, no comma. Well, I'm talking JSON here. This is a data structure format. Not sure if Chrome allows. Let me say for web standards, what everyone else follows. You focused on the middle drive? All right. Well, I think we're going to have to figure that back out. Let's go ahead and have my chair slide because 2 wheels just happen to be on hardwood and the rest are on carpet. And then let's grab a disc. All right, I think that the camera is getting absolutely annihilated by the light up there, even though I have a lens hood on it. And it's very annoying. Can I rotate this and fix that slightly? Python doesn't have nearly the COBOL of any decade. Do you guys remember? Actually, I don't know if I did this on stream or not. I wrote a program to do byte swapping in Python. Wow, it's so dark over here now. That allows me to input the minutes, seconds, frames for a bin queue as a point to do a byte swap for the music tracks of a bin queue disk, because not everything rips stuff correctly and it's annoying. Anyway, I want to make that run on Windows 98 and I wrote it in Python. And I'm really thinking about that. It would be the easiest thing ever to just rewrite it in C and then compile it to an executable that could run on there. But Python, it's not like it's going to be particularly performant on Windows 98 to begin with. So, you know, what's a little bit of Python overhead on a Pentium going to be bad for? Okay, focus value. We have 30 as our focus value here. Let's go ahead and just leave that and then try this. Camera, you know what? What video device is this? How do we set that? Cam is set. Device from ID 0. Okay, hold on. Let's figure out what the UVC ID is. When is the belt sander stream? What belt sander stream? Video capture. Okay, we only have one, so that's fine. All right. All right, let's try camera and see what 30 looks like. Camera, line 1 from... Oh. Well, I regret a lot of that, but whatever. Python 3 camera.py. Okay. Why do I not have the thing at the top? Bin bash Python. Wait, no. User bin Python 3. That's it. Okay, we got our camera frame. Let's see what this looks like. For the wood on the floor. So here's the problem with the wood on the floor. I can reach down, I can grab it, and I can just rip it up off right now. Not a problem. The problem that will happen is that there are 2 pieces of carpet where there was a wall in between, and they removed the wall. And if you've ever looked at the roof is super weird here. Not that, you know, like you guys have been in here and wandered around, but the roof has this like split, and it's not even like level. Like you can see over there, it's like weird. Anyway, the floor beam hides where there's no carpet. So if I rip this out, there's no carpet there, which will be just as bad as the stupid board. So there's no good solution. Oh, I would have to get like all new carpet for the room that has data generals in it. Usual backroom structure anomalies. Anyway, this focus, it looks pretty good. It looks like it might be more focused down here than up here, so I'm gonna try 20 instead of 30, and we'll see what that looks like.
For a Who says CHEER 100 so e.g. blue carpet? Got
You end of line.
Can't fix the pot being dirty. I mean, I could, but that would require opening this thing, which would require removing it from the rack, which would require a lot more effort. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. DG blue carpet? I mean, I would do that. I would absolutely do colored carpet. That would be awesome. Okay, 20 is worse. How is 20 worse? Okay, 30. Oh, wait, I remember there being something weird where like partial numbers wouldn't actually do anything. And that there were big steps that it would go between. And I think 20 might have been the happy medium. So like if I do this, it'll focus like above the top drive or something. Yeah, see, Dziak knows the problem there. Oh, that looks fantastic. Okay, maybe we just go with that one. Yeah, that looks super good. Okay. Is that still roughly centered? I think it is, because I did bump it, but I think it's okay. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Okay. So 35 for the camera. I closed the thing that had the stuff. Settings, APLS, focus, 35, assuming that's actually implemented. Port 5000. We're using redumper for everything. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, that all looks good. All right, let's run it. So, we do disk rip -H, because I don't remember anything. Nothing. Config. So -S settings. And then I think that's everything. So -S settings -APLS. And then we're good. Oh, that's right. It's got to calibrate it. Let me pull this disk out. Okay, it hasn't yet loaded the web interface. I forget exactly what it does during the startup, but I thought this would be faster. Well, I'm going to stop this so that I can flip the phone around. There we go. A much more fun view. Okay. So why did this not start? If I control C, will it actually give me the error? Okay. Actually, that seems like it should have started. Why did it not? Just give it another shot. Why? Wouldn't be 5001, would it? No. Okay, well, this is annoying. Wait a minute. Do I have to do -W too to start the web interface? -W, is that required?
Redshift subscribed at tier 1. They
Oh.
subscribed for 44 months.
End of line.
Redshift, thank you for the tier 1 sub there and for 44 months and showing off that name that's actually configured. Super cool. So all that Windows update that broke localhost, I installed the update to Brain to make no brain do good think. All right. Let's try this now. You blame the documentation. I didn't even open the documentation. All right. We're going to do auto optical. It should detect that it's a CD. Name, Draken. The skip description, Draken. And the I don't even remember what it was called. This is called Capital Draken. Okay. Let's leave all of that as is. Start rip. Oh, I love this thing. Click. Check for interference on your mic. You've got a weird buzz thing. Seems like it's being silenced when noise gate shows up whenever you talk. Almost like your mic isn't tuned to the right channel. Yeah, so they're digital mics first off, so they can't be tuned to a particular channel. Second off, it's a very horrible audio setup today. Just don't worry about it. Tomorrow it'll be completely different. So yeah, it's probably, I actually don't know how it's happening, but I am using my digital mics through the microphone input on my computer, and then adding that to the stream, when normally I have the microphone go into my audio front end interface on my camera and then do processing on it. But I can't capture HDMI audio today, so I couldn't do that. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, it's fine for the crop. It's not flawless. It would be bad on, that was a top drive. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah. Sucks to get the reflection from the thing, but whatever. Yeah, tomorrow I will have a different capture card for audio in the streaming computer, and then I won't have this problem. So. And yeah, I've received so many suggestions for using AI nonsense to try and identify the disk and scrape information. It's just never going to work. It's just not happening. And AI is stupid and evil, so no. Gives the disk a 3D sphere effect. You pay extra for that in post-processing, yeah. Still developing PyDisk RIP, or is this just using it? My current objective is just to use it, okay? Wow, that took forever to load. It should be possible to use it for CD ripping now, and I want to rip a bunch of my software, so I want to try that. So I want to work through a bunch of that this weekend just to get a feel for it. Today, I set the bar really low. Our only goal is to rip 2 programs so that we know that it works. Okay, and then if we identify any like major issues, would like to, work on those a little bit. There are some things. I actually did add an issue to the GitHub issue tracking. Let's see. See if this will actually load. I bet it won't. No, for some reason the internet is just brutally slow here right now. Anyway, there is an issue that I think could make sense to address. Currently, we have to add the information for everything we're going to rip up front and then rip it all because the disk ordering for how they get stacked in there is FOFI, however you want to think of it, it's backwards. I can't just add something to this and then put the disk on top. So it'd be nice to fix that. But I think it would also be good to be able to click a button over here and have it export the current queue and then have the ability to re-upload the queue. That way you can resume. Like, let's say I put in 50 discs worth, and then it turns out we could only get through 35 of them in one stream. It would be nice to be able to stop and then have it continue tomorrow, you know, like the next day or something. So that would be kind of nice. If we can add that easily enough today, we might. So, yeah, RemDog Cap, it completely automates the robot, 100%. So here's how it works. For those of you who may not have seen this, okay, so the software, you take a disc, okay, boom, one CD, you type in the name of it. This is used for the folder that it's going to output the data into, a description, which is so that you can know what it is. And then depending on whether or not you need anything weird or if you're using a floppy disk, imager, or whatever, you can fill in some more detailed configuration options. After all that, you click Start Rip, and then from there, it handles everything else. It picks an ARM from a bin out of the 3 bins that are available here. It loads the disk from it. It puts it into one of the 3 Blu-ray ripping drives that I have here. And then it will take a picture of the disk with this webcam, and it will go through it. It will automatically rip all of the disks until it reaches the end of the bin. So if I remove this, it would detect that there was no disk in there, and then it would move on to the next bin. So technically, with this setup, I can rip an indefinite number of CDs, DVDs, and Blu-rays forever, as long as I'm constantly swapping out the bins. So, and it's meant to be as automated as possible. It will rip the disk using Redumper with custom firmware flash Blu-ray drives. It will then convert that into a bin queue. I have a tool that I've written. I don't think I have it integrated into this yet, because this software, Redumper, is stupid and exports bin queues as a multi-bin queue that no one wants. But anyway, so I have a program that can merge those back into one if you need. But it takes the redump output, converts it into a bin queue, extracts any CD audio data or ISO 9660 file systems from those. It will then reach out to MusicBrainz to query if there is a CDDB entry for the disk. It will then convert the waves into FLACs and add any metadata to them. And then the ISO 9660 file system, if that exists, it will go ahead and extract all of the files from that if it can. Hybrid file systems that are HFS and ISO 9660 generally don't work, but if it can do it, it will. So the goal is to get as much data out of the disks as automated as possible. So by the end of this, we will have the Redumper scramble in output. So we will have Drake in here. All right. We are currently ripping to Scram here because I don't have a folder for the whatever bin queue stuff. I think bin queue is what its final output is, but it's ripping to Scram right now, and then it'll convert it, and then it'll extract everything else from that as it goes along. So, yeah. Get it scrape data from the website based on UPC scan for those with UPC. I mean, no. First off, most big box games, so like this one, for example, the disc jewel cases do not have a UPC anywhere on them. So if you have a loose jewel case with no UPC, done, can't get any information. So yeah, just in general, no. We're not going to try and automate any information. You literally only have to type in one word. It's how easy this is. That's all you need for the name. You don't actually have to do anything because it takes a picture of the disc. You can just use that. It's not like it's a big deal. All right, I think it, yeah, it finished ripping that. So it extracted a bunch of bins because it's stupid. Oh, So here what it's going to do is it's going to pull this disk out, and then it's going to make me sad when it drops it from too high up. But that's it. So there we go. So we ripped Drake in here. We have our multi-bin queue thing that's so stupid, but whatever. And then we have the wave output. So there's that. And then up here, why don't we have FLAC? Uh-oh. We have wave. We don't have FLAC. Music Brains. It actually had data. That's kind of crazy. Wait. Is this one of the... Oh, it probably didn't work because it's one of the stupid ones. Okay. Yeah. If I put just an audio CD in here, it'd probably work. So, mixed mode discs like this will have the data track is track number 1. I don't remember how I'm handling this, but it probably complained about this somewhere and then gave up. I don't know. Convert wave to FLAC, conversion no worky. Yeah, so it might have had something like there was a different number of tracks and files and then it just gave up. I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to worry about that too much. It's there if I want to try and work on it more for right now. I mean, we could try and solve that today. That could be maybe we should. Maybe that's what we work on. Quake's going to have the exact same issue. We could put Quake in there, see how that goes. Name everything CD. That actually, you know what? We could potentially add that today too. I want a timestamp prefix on the actual folder names in case people are stupid enough, cough, Desiac, to do that. All right, you also notice that it left the tray open here. That's intentional so that it doesn't have to wait for it to open again. Okay, so if we put in Quack, all right, and then we start rip, it will put that disk in the drive. It'll take a picture, and then it'll go. All right. Yeah, we'll have to figure out why FLAC conversion did not work. What does it do if you don't type a name? It probably doesn't have any error handling for that at all. So I wouldn't recommend doing that currently. After I add the timestamp thing, no error handling won't matter because it will just have a name that is set that way. Yes, Remdog, it supports, there's 2 methods that you can use. Before, when I was forgetting to put the -W on there, it was trying to rip using the CSV method. So if you want, you can generate I don't have an example anywhere here because I stopped using it. You can make a CSV that is the drive path, a name, and then the description, and then there's a media type in there, but if you ignore it, it just assumes it's a CD. So you can use that. Also, what it's doing in the background, if we do Alt period, it's building up this folder of JSON files, and these are automatically looked for in the background, so it has a bunch of information. You can just put the name, realistically, you can just put name in a JSON file in there, and it'll find it. The web front end, the only thing that actually does is just put these files in here based off of the data from the form that you filled out. It then sees this and then automatically adds it to the queue in the background. So you could just have like a little script that you just put like, you know, the name of the disk in and then have it generate that JSON file in the input watch folder, and then it would go. Something here is kicking this thing's butt, and I suspect it is KDE trying to ID3 or MusicBrainz query the disk and the internet not working. I'm just going to disconnect from the internet. I can't. It's so locked up. Oh, it's so frustrating. It's really bad today for some reason. How does it know what disk is where? So you make a configuration script here. This is the setup file. So in this case, I can name the drives. So I have top CD, DVD, and then I have the path that it is. And then I can specify a group and then the type for the drive. And then I have a controller ID. All 3 optical drives in this machine are put alongside each other in this controller group. Then the controller has all of the drives associated with it. And what it will do is there is a controller manager thing. And if it sees this setup in this way, it will assign these drives to that. And the way that it works is it knows which drives are busy and which ones are not. So if I tried to start another rip right now, I could, and it would just put it into the second drive in here. It will automatically manage multiple disks ripping at once, working through the queue, using the drives that are available and all that stuff. And you just specify that here. So that's why at the beginning of the stream, if you were here for that, I don't know if you were, I had to figure out what the drive paths were so that I could do this because they aren't guaranteed to enumerate the same way every time. But yeah, you just set up your configuration script for this. The robot itself is just controlled over serial, so I have a USB serial adapter in there that sets it all up for that. And then there's some basic stuff for the web front end too. Yeah. I mean, like in the stack of disks. How does it know what disk is where? Oh, that's the thing I was saying that could maybe use some tweaking. We might add the prefix with the timestamp and then maybe look at this as a toggle today. So there's a queue, it'll build up on the left side. So if I added another thing right now, it would show up underneath Quake here. And then it would know that that is the next disk in the queue. So it's set up for you because the CSV input method was the original method. It was set up assuming that you would have the disks laid out one after another. But in this setup, it would actually, make more sense to have them put in on the top of the queue instead. So I need a toggle to have maybe even here. I'm not sure. Maybe it should go here. A toggle option to have the newest entry be put at the top of the queue. And then I could just rest the disk on top right there. There is a slight danger to that with this particular setup in that if you, say, had a bin that was completely full that you preloaded and then you added more on top of that, you could have it overflow, which would be bad, but that would kind of be on you. So, let's see, browser fills in default name as timestamp. User can edit that name. Ooh, well, no, because I want the files to always have a timestamp in the folder path. Although, there is a problem with that. The name is used all over. So for example, the files in the output for Draken, this used Draken, this timestamp would be in that. I don't know if we want that there. Maybe it's fine. But I really want the timestamp to be here, and I don't want the user to be able to monkey with it. First off, the problem would be, so say we submitted Quake here, I would populate the timestamp like as soon as it's done, because it clears the input when you click submit. I would populate the timestamp then, but then I can't keep updating it. I could add a checkbox prefix timestamp on submission. That could work, but I don't like it being disableable. I want it to just always be there. I want it to be reliable. I'm not sure how I want to handle that, because if I do add it to the name, it's going to get added to this. Maybe that's fine. Also, did it not extract the files? That's annoying. Oh, probably died on the FLAC rip and then just gave up. Yeah, I bet that's what happened. We're the end of the whole script. Have it rename the root of the folder. Well, the idea is to prevent the user from being able to collide the folder name with anything that already exists. So if there's ever a time where the folder name is only what's set by the user, there's the risk of collision. Is there only one input disk bin thing? There are 2 bins, but I mean, so the machine has 3 total bins. Here's how it works. It looks in the first bin for disks. If it doesn't find any disks, it will automatically move to the next bin, and then it will mark the last bin that it worked with as the output bin, going counterclockwise, essentially. Hold on, this one's loose. So once it starts, since it knew that one is empty, because it just checked and there were no disks, it goes to this one next to start looking for disks, and then any disks it removes from the drives, instead of putting them in the far away one like it's about to, it would put them here because it knows this one is empty. So what it does is it cycles through all of the bins. So what you could do is put in a couple disks here and then put them in here, which was my original intent. Maybe we should just go with that instead. The downside is, again, though, that you still stack them backwards. This exists and came with one of these so that you could load disks backwards and then flip it over and drop them in, but I don't want to use that. I want to just be able to drop them in. So yeah, I know what you're saying, Helencroft. I don't know. I'm not a super big fan of that concept. Okay, let's look at Quake. Well, that one worked. Well, now I'm concerned. Why did the other one not work? Also, why is it Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails? This is not a Huey Lewis and the News situation, okay? The News does not exist, or the News could exist without Huey Lewis. Nine Inch Nails cannot exist without Trent Reznor. Is it just going to be Atticus Ross as Nine Inch Nails now? I mean, also, you can see here how it screwed up, and we have the data track as a FLAC, which is wrong. But apparently, I don't know why Draken failed. That's weird. Why did Draken fail? Does this Music Brains information state it is a mixed mode disc? Is this? No. Oh, wait a minute. Is this one laid out differently? On track count, blah, blah. Medium list, okay. Medium list, okay, it's listed as a mixed mode CD on both. Disc count 1. Oh, I forgot about that nonsense. Ugh. Disc count 9? Oh, maybe that's for different possible data sets. I don't know why. I really don't know why Draken didn't work. That's annoying. Okay. I don't think it's an F. If it's not working, it's because the stream PC is very cranky right now for some reason. Watch it, downloaded updates or something stupid in the background. Pretty sure I have that disabled. Yeah, it's very angry. I don't know what's going on. I might need to reboot the stream PC, which is never really great. Okay, I am not 100% sure, but the FFmpeg relay server may have died somehow. That was weird. Anyway, F is a Call of Duty reference. Second Wind literally just put out a video that talks about that exact phenomenon if you want to know more about it. All right. Internet super died at the office while that was gone, by the way. Like, ultra super died. I don't know why. But yeah. So I'm just gonna disconnect. Oh, wait. And it doesn't, you know what? We don't need that either. All right. No network at all. I don't know if this will even run without that at this point, because the Music Brains is kind of a hard requirement. No, you weren't supposed to reconnect, Linux. Bad Linux. No. Oh, maybe it just took it a moment to figure out that it doesn't have internet. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. Chat is, it's a weird thing, DB. I don't know if you want to actually know. My whole setup is cursed. Okay. All right. Let's think about this. So, let's say tomorrow we start a big list, all right? We put 5 discs in, okay? Start the ripping. And then, no, let's do 6. That way there's 2 full sets, okay? We do 6 discs, drop them in, start the rip. We have literally not that much, but type that in. Then we can start filling the second bin more. And then we can be free after we finish filling in the second bin so that we can just start. So let's ignore the queue, the queue operations for right now. So the name is one problem. And then I don't know about the FLAC thing from Draken. I don't know why that happened. And then the mixed mode thing. Maybe we can count on the mixed mode metadata here. So maybe if we see this medium list format mixed mode, we could just pop the first data track off. Because, let's see, data track. Yeah, maybe we just pop the first track entry off. Always cleared flag, even the metadata is wrong. That's a little harder to say because the way the FLAC encoding works. Oh, that's right. This is all very far away from the actual code. So, I think it might be set up to do that. I'm not 100% sure. Hold on. Data, wave. So, I think what specifically happens is we can handle no metadata. So, yeah, we can handle no metadata. But if the file is bad, then it fails. Because we have to build the metadata to pass as parameters to the stupid Python FFmpeg thing, which is real weird. It's not really possible to handle it cleanly without just like duplicating all of the code multiple times. I'd rather just... Can you just edit metadata after conversion? You can. It's if the metadata is poisoned, I don't feel like that's my problem. I mean, it is my problem because I'm the one who's going to be ending up with the files ultimately. But I could also just do this. Draken, wave, select, convert to... I guess I don't have a like easy one for that, but if I wanted to, I could convert them to, let's just go with MP4 here. Like, it's really easy to bulk convert like this if I want to get them into FLAC, and then I could drop them into Puddle Tag later and just bulk rename them. It's like, if one of these fails, I'm not that concerned about it. So I can fix that later. I would prefer it not fail, of course, but if it does, you know, I can handle it. Now I'm going to delete these because I don't want that. I have a reason to not prefix a timestamp. And why the users are going to have to rub two brain cells together for the file names. Because right now, I would like to try re-ripping Quake and fixing the mixed mode thing. So, is it because there's no track 1? So I thought that, Helicroft, but Quake worked. Quake doesn't have a track 1. Well, we got track 2 there. So if we go to Quake, Wave, no track 1. These are basically the same. They're both mixed mode discs. I don't know why one worked and the other didn't. We can disable the error handling and then try and redump Draken. But this is where being able to put in the same file name twice actually helps, because we're going to be able to work with the existing data. We don't have to re-rip it if it's already been ripped by using the name. So maybe we don't want to prefix a timestamp. Well, let's do this. We already have this, and this works. So I would like to delete the FLAC folder, and then we'll just try popping in Quake again, and then making sure that it outputs the same without re-ripping it and everything. And then we will try to modify the code so that if it finds the mixed mode entry here, then it will skip track 1 in the MusicBrainz data. Why did it make a data track called track FLAC 1? Because my software does not look for mixed mode in the track list, and MusicBrainz, for some stupid reason, includes the data track in the track list. So they list that as an audio track, even though it's not. I assume it's because they handle the CD sectors directly and they're just accounting for that section of the CD sectors. But my software doesn't currently handle or distinguish between mixed mode and non-mixed mode disks. So we need to handle mixed mode disks. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete the FLAC folder. And then we'll re-rip Quake and see what we get. It's Silver Sharpie time. I don't know, Helicroft. I think it's up to the individual uploader what they name that. I don't know. So this Sharpie died as soon as I tried starting to use it. That. I need to restart the software. Well, I guess I could also just... Well, it'll probably rehome. I don't know. Okay. Okay, that kind of helped. All right. We put Quake over there. Okay, let's try re-ripping Quake. Quake. All right, and go. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what it's going to do here. It's not going to re-rip. Well, at least not without restarting the software. We can restart the software. That'll force it. So it checks if it has ripped the files that are in the input watch folder. And if it has, it will not redo those, or it may not rewrite the JSON file if you put in the same name, so that you have to use a different name. But if we restart the software, it's going to clear the input folder, and then we can put that in there again. So this should work. Yeah. Okay. Well, it didn't just delete the whole folder, did it? No. It didn't delete the media file either. That's weird. Okay, I think it just assumed it wasn't there. Okay. Okay, it's waiting to figure out what kind of disk it is. I forget what the timeout is on this. It's probably a weird CD it timed out. That's kind of a problem. Okay, it's doing the FLAC conversion. It is using MusicBrainz data. Okay, so we're clear to interject. All right, so I'm going to stop the software. That way the ARM doesn't pick up the disk. What is it doing? I don't know why the drive's blinking. Any reason I named it? Because it was fun. Let's see, we're going to manage 2 CDs in 2 hours. We've already ripped 2 CDs. My objective has been met. We ripped them. I picked these 2 CDs for reasons, and we're going through the reasons. I don't know what the computer's doing right now. It was still trying to, it's because I don't have internet. Stupid KDE was trying to do a MusicBrainz lookup. That's what was going on. All right. Someone tell me how you change the KDE thing, because I can't look it up on the internet. CD. I'm not seeing a way of disabling looking up options, add track information. Is that what I want to do? Get rid of that, and maybe it'll stop trying to do that. So not Lego time. I thought I made it clear that we weren't going to do Legos today at all. I mean, it is in the title, because before today I thought we were going to do Lego, and it turned out not. Multimedia, removable storage. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I just can't actually change that. All right, let's look at the wave handler. I think it's already open, but let's just look at this. Okay, so if we find the mix mode thing under medium list. Okay. Do we actually use medium list anywhere for information? Let's look. Control F, medium list. Yes. Okay. We find the matching disk ID. Okay. And then we have tracks. We get the tracks. Okay. So what we need to do is when we get to there, go to this, and then if medium list format zero format, I guess, for disk in media list. Release track list. Hold on, maybe that's fine. Yeah, okay. Release, I guess. If release format okay, hold on. Just use KDE's shared CD database, retrieval system projects using disable music frames and system settings, open settings, navigate multimedia or hardware. Accessing the location name. Look for module name CDDB. Okay, hold on, let's look at this. Thank you for looking that up, GPin. Let's see if it's actually here, though. So hardware, multimedia. I don't see it. Names. There's nothing there about CDDB, FLAC, no. MP3. Options. No. Vorbis, no. So, yeah, I'm guessing they changed the UI at some point and forgot to put that option back in there. Because if I look up CDDB or music brains, no, let's just look up music. What do we get under audio? Discard. Yeah, that's definitely not it. Yeah, I think it's not properly listed anymore. All right, if this equals this, actually, first let's do if for medium lit, no, if, oh my gosh, hold on. Format. Okay, if format in release and format equals mixed mode CD. Tracks. Want a really stupid suggestion? I already disconnected from the internet. It doesn't matter. It's still trying to do it. It's just timing out. So how much more dumb can your suggestion be? Anyway, you know what? No, I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to do it. Python 3. All right. 0, 1, 2, 3. Test equal. Okay. Print, or you know what? Test. Okay. Test dot pop 0. And then test. Perfect. Wait. This is not a valid test. Test equal hi sup hello blah, 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 blah. And then there we go. Test pop 0 hi. Okay, that still works. Good. Okay. All right. Yes. So Pop 0. I was going to ask if it was pop or not. Okay. Point whatever MusicBrainz API endpoint are names at in etc. host. Ah, yes. See, that is stupid because I am using MusicBrainz, but I don't. I want to use MusicBrainz. I don't want KDE to use MusicBrainz. See, what's happening is when you put a CD in KDE, all right. If it's an audio CD, this is not going to work because it's all cranky right now. It'll give you a bunch of options to list out like FLACs and MP3s and stuff because it's trying to hold your hand and like auto convert it or whatever. And it's trying to download the information for that. But I also reach out to MusicBrainz through my API to download the thing directly. So I need MusicBrainz to exist. Yeah, unspecified error. Yeah, because you're stupid. Network connection should not be required to view an audio CD. KDE, come on! So anyway, yeah. Set up a proxy for MusicBrainz in your server and point your scripts at that. That is phenomenally stupid. No. I understand in theory it would work, but you were asking me to do networking, and that is a crime. Okay, let's get rid of the FLAC output. Okay, let me... I don't know if this will even work without networking, because it's so stupid. Actually, I'll just re-enable the network, because I think it... Actually, it's still not happy. I'm going to go reboot the Pi and router, see if that helps. Oh my gosh. Stupid network cables. What company designed the 8P8C and 6P6C connector? Was it RCA? One of them ye old-fashioned companies? Whoever designed it, they're stupid. And I hate them. The fragile tabs are so annoying. No setting in Dolphin? Maybe it's Dolphin? What is full CD? Oh, gosh. I regret clicking this. Just eject. Get it out. Yeah, Dolphin is a reasonable area to look. Maybe in a different Dolphin window, one that isn't currently hung up. Configure Dolphin. I don't know if Dolphin will have this itself. Startup. No. No. Okay, it's not Dolphin. That was a good idea. Bell Labs. Yeah. All right. Why did you open that one? It opened the bottom tray. Yeah, I don't know that Bell Labs would have bothered to actually design a connector. Do we just hope tomorrow we have a better internet day and then just try this then? Oh my gosh, it finally did it. Are you kidding me? It finally ejected the disk. Oh my gosh. It's ridiculous. All right, well, I'm going to start the software. I think the router gave up. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay. Really? Bell did design them. Crazy. Okay.
Let's try this one more time. And then see if Quake works correctly. I did delete the waves, or the flags. All right. So, there we go. We'll disable CD multimedia. Yeah, I looked at that. That doesn't exist. Nakalak. The option's just straight up not on this system. Well, Ben, there's kind of a difference between designing, Unix and designing some fiddly connector. I don't know, maybe there weren't fiddly connectors like that they could use. I don't know. I mean, apparently not, since they didn't use it. Yeah, so there is no input-output on this one because it's hardware, and then under multimedia, there is no thing that says audio CD. Western Electric, I'm pretty sure, was a Baby Bell. So that would have been after proper Bell Labs. Original pads are Illinois Bell. Were they split up to them? Or was Bell Labs after the split up? You know what? I actually don't know if Bell Labs was after the split up or not. I don't remember when AT&T was originally broken up. Okay, FLAC. And drum roll. Yes! There we go, that works. KDE is driving me insane today. So it tried to pick up the disk. It couldn't because KDE's still trying to read the metadata that doesn't exist because there's no internet. So stupid. Anyway, I can't push that fix to GitHub anyway, so I guess we're done for today. We got one fix in. I've decided against the other for this exact reason. Because for debugging, it's nice to not have the timestamp. Although, again, if I put the timestamp as a checkbox, then you could disable it if you want to restart. I don't know. It's kind of like a half-baked feature to be able to do this anyway. It is nice, though. So, I don't know. All right. We'll look at this more tomorrow. I think we should wrap this up for now. Okay, let's see if I can actually connect to the server. Looks like I can. That's cool. Okay. Well, we're going to end the stream just slightly early here because there is nothing else I can do on the software at the moment. So we will continue this tomorrow. I will try to whip the internet into functioning somehow. Maybe I'll hook the LTE modem into the router or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get in there and change the WAN port, whatever nonsense, from the static IP to DHCP so they can actually connect to the LTE router, and then we can just rock that tomorrow. But I don't want to mess with that now. So, all right, that'll be it for today. So it is outro time. Boop. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, anyway, again, the problem that's going on there is KDE at the file or at the desktop environment level is trying to look up the metadata information for the CD, failing, and then hanging on trying to initialize the disk for browsing. So I can't get it to eject because it's still stuck on trying to look up the disk. So the software is just broken without internet on KDE specifically. There's nothing wrong with my software. My software actually handles this just fine, but KDE is not. So, oh well. But yeah, tomorrow I'll figure out something to make internet work. So we will have that then. We will also do more ripping. I'm gonna pick out, I don't know how many discs we're gonna be able to get through. It did not take long to rip those CDs, so we might be able to do like a bunch of them, but I don't know how many we should be able to expect. So I might grab 20? I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. So we'll work on it. I'm also probably gonna have to get in early and mess with the hardware some more, so don't be surprised if there are issues with the stream at the start, because I'm gonna have to drop in a new capture card, because apparently my audio sucks and I know how to fix that. It's just gonna be more work. So anyway, that's it for now. If you enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next, which will be tomorrow, 20 hours from now. You can also look at the schedule to actually see it relative to your time zone. If you want to help support the stream, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. For some reason, by the way, people buy the Abominable or the Abominable keyboard shirt far and above all the other ones, which was a joke shirt I put up for one person. But yeah, anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you all later. Oh, it is way harder to get to the printer. I messed this up.